Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right. We have arrived. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. I want to make sure I tell you about the first sponsor. First sponsor going to be here today is what? Disposal Service. Service company that can do great things for you. All I want you to do is give them a chance, right? You got the big companies that's out there. Won't name them because it's not about them. It's about what we can do for you.
That's right.
That's right. So when you got to start naming somebody else, that means you're not prevalent. I want to let you know I'm very prevalent. So give me an opportunity and I will make it known. Again, that's Disposal Services. You can go to my website and you'll find out more about what we can do for you. And right now, I got a person that was absent just one day from me. This dude been with me, rocking with me, and is like a soul brother to me. Craftmatic, how you doing, big baby?
Man, I'm doing awesome. I'm really doing,
awesome.
I mean, it's just a great time in my life.
Oh.
You know, we go through peaks and valleys and peaks and valleys.
I like
and
that.
I recognize this being a peak. And, you know, we're trying to create greater peaks. You know what I mean?
Peekaboo?
Yeah. So this peak will be the last peak that I ever do at this low. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be higher
Trying
and
to
higher
elevate.
and higher.
Yeah, man. So just excited about life, man, and really missed the show last week, meaning I missed it, my heart. This is what we do every single week, folks.
Yes,
If
we
you
do.
hadn't been here every week for the last 2 years without stop, we have been here putting together these shows, and you know, this is part of my life's work, so I really miss being here, man. The trip was well. You know, I had a chance to see my family, had a chance to spend some time with my lady on the beach, and just really breaking bread, you know, in a very special way. So it was a great trip, and you know, even while I was gone, man, people were closing car deals in my name, so I was making money while I was gone.
See how the good Lord is.
That ain't nothing but grace, man.
Now, what kind of beach was he on?
What?
There's some new beaches there.
No, not in Panama City, not in Panama City.
Oh,
Fuck your mind work kind of. You're a young man, ain't you, boy?
I'm just trying to work it out.
So dirty. Whatever. So listen, folks. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth J, and this is Bar Talk with Jay. And what we do is motivate people to be their greatest possibility, and we do that through dialogue. There's so much impact that happens in a dialogue, and you're going to find, if you stay with us throughout the show, you're going to find all kinds of raging emotions and new understandings and awarenesses about yourself, and we just wanted to be a mirror so that you can look into our show, hear our opinions, hear our comments, and maybe find yourself or decide how you would do it next time, or how you're going to do it, you know, when this situation comes at you again. So we just want to be development. We're all about love. Love is who we are, what we do. It's just where we come from. That's why we do this show. This show is Jay's vision, and he put it out there so strong, and you know, I'm just grateful to be a part of it, man. So to answer your question, I'm doing fabulous tonight.
See what I'm talking about?
Right?
That's what I love about this cat.
Yes, sir.
This man lives an awesome life, and again, I wish he can talk to all y'all and inspire y'all like he inspired me and everybody around him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well, you know, I'll have my heyday to say some great things, but certainly glad to be here with you tonight. And we are always start our show out with a prayer. And so why don't we get it started with the good Lord? Would you like to pray for us tonight, John?
You know something? I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to do something a little different,
that.
and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
And my prayer is going to be about what just happened to me a moment ago.
Right.
I came in and I started complaining that I got this going on and that going on, and I've been delivered. He delivered me already.
Yeah.
I prayed for something, he removed it and made it not a issue any longer, but I went back to it. I went back to it because of bad thinking, regular behavior.
Yes.
When I'm sitting there upstairs like, yo, I'm running for this and I got to do this, and I forgot all about that he pushed all that other stuff that I prayed for out.
Right.
But yet I went back and was complaining about because I used to, because it always seems to happen. But yet you forget what he blessed you with.
Right.
So one of the things I want to make sure I reach out to a lot of people, you don't want to believe in prayer. You don't want to believe that he do things for you. But truthfully, get back to prayer is subconscious. When you put it out, it touches the subconscious to make you work harder to make it happen. It's not about just giving it to him and expect him to do it. It's about you understanding where you at, and then watch him do things, and things move out the way, and it's for you to continue working. Like I'm supposed to sit back and it's all easy. No.
Right.
But I know it's not as hard as it was.
Right.
That's him. But my job is to continue putting down that work.
Putting that work
So
down.
Lord,
That's
continue giving me that strength and seeing what you're doing for me, and stop this nonsense of me going back talking about what I didn't have after you done gave it to me.
Oh man.
And that's
in
my
Jesus'
amen.
name we pray.
Woo.
Amen. Woo. But now listen, that was a sermon and a prayer all in one, bro.
You gotta give it, man.
It was a sermon and a prayer all in one. And let me tell you my favorite part. When you said, I have been delivered,
Yes.
but I keep slipping back into old thinking.
Mm-hmm.
See, that happens to all of us, right?
Well,
we have been delivered. We have been saved. We are living a blessed life. We do have things and stuff and opportunities and skills and good health, and we've got a lot going for us, but we slip into these complaining modes.
Mm-hmm.
And what it has a tendency to do is just energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes away from the positive energy. And sometimes you get up in the morning, you wonder why you're struggling to move around in the morning. That's because you've been playing old tapes in your head all night long about failures and problems and worries and all kinds of stuff. See, it's our mind that has to be healed. See, once the mind is healed, everything else will fall in line. It is the mind that has to be healed. See, if you're going to, a lot of folks who want to lose weight, if you're going to lose weight, that you're set the goal to lose weight, but before you lose weight, you got to change your mind. Because your mind is the only way you're going to change your behavior. You see? But we change our mind through prayer. I have been delivered. That changed my mind right there. When you said that, I was awakened right there to the Holy Spirit. That I have been awakened and I have been already healed. I've already been saved. And everything that I'm attempting to achieve is already fully ready for God to put in order for me.
Say it again.
Right? It's already done. All I got to do is walk the path that God leads me down. And that's what makes life so easy for me, man, is that I don't walk on my own accord ever in life. I'm talking about every single day I'm listening to the divine nudge. That God's saying, hey, go this way, or slow down. He might say, to speak up or be quiet. And when you're listening to those nudges, you don't have to worry about what is to come. You know you always have the victory. You see? I live in victory. So, man, we can talk about that one all night long. All night long. Let's go ahead and cover last week's topic, which I did not get an opportunity to participate in. I got a couple of comments on it, but here is what the topic said. How to build a relationship that's not based on sex.
Now, since you wasn't here, the only thing I tell you is I brought Phil in.
Oh my God! Not Phil.
Which everybody knows when I introduce Phil, I introduce him as Buddha.
Phil the real
That's
Buddha.
right.
That's a great name.
We did Buddha in the building.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why I brought him in is because, again, I told Phil, if you think opposite of how you normally act, you can give a lot of good advice. And he was like, really? So I had to throw him out there like that. But we had a dialogue because, again, a lot of times, number one, people that was in the crowd, I won't say who all sits behind the camera, was not agreeing with this non-sexual type deal. Okay. Nobody was on that tip.
Okay.
But one of the things I had to say is I had a lot of friendships that was not based on sex at all.
Okay.
And it was based off of the fact that I respected the person I met.
Right.
And she was strong with her morals. So we didn't go there.
Right.
And I really felt like it was great that we didn't, because we have a great friendship and it had never involved sex, and it don't look like it ever will.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that power.
Yeah.
But again, we play around and dib and dab, and it becomes something that we like, because sex is something that God made very pleasurable.
Right.
So of course I like pleasure,
Right.
but it's not for everyone. I have to understand royalty. I gotta understand where I came from. You just can't give it to everybody, but it sure feel like I should.
Yeah. And yeah.
You just feel like you should.
Every girl in the world. Remember that song?
I'm trying to walk down and hit a mall,
Right.
but that's not according to what I need to be doing. So I have to back up and realize, hold on, wait a minute, and realize that I also can be stinging people that's not looking to be stung. And again, we got to watch what we do.
Yeah.
And by making them kind of friendships and making them kind of people in my life, it betters me. Absolutely. As a person, because now I've got more empathy and understanding of meeting a person without the desire of an outcome.
Yes.
And a lot of times I meet for a desired outcome of sex.
Yeah.
And they help teach me that that's not always needed.
Yeah. And you know, there's so much I have to say on that. But you ever had a friend who wasn't cute to your scale level, right? But the sex was so good that it somehow manifested into a relationship.
It went one step further than a one night stand.
Exactly.
You didn't plan on it being more.
You didn't plan on it.
But when she put it down, you was like, well, you know, if nobody see her,
right.
you know, as long as you don't say nothing.
Yeah. That relationship wasn't a relationship at all without sex. That's the point I wanted to make, you know. I thought about something. The first thing I thought about when I heard the subject was to test the theory. So if you got somebody on the same accord, you and your lady, you're vibing, you and your man, you vibing, and y'all just say, okay, we just gonna take 30 days with no sex. Let's test the love. That's what you're really doing, right? Have less sex to test the love theory.
That was some work behind the scenes. It was what the hell?
Somebody chimed in on that one, right? You know, that would be one way to test theory. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? What is proven has no need to be proven again, you know? But, you know, could you stay with somebody and not be sexually compatible? I would say probably not. And I think that even in the greatest relationship, mind and physical and business and religion, even in all of those great commonalities, that sex does something that none of those do. And they all do something that, you know, sex couldn't do. But I think, you know, sex is natural, and it's a meaningful part of a good relationship. It's a meaningful part of a relationship. In some cases, it's the last string that holds that relationship together for a little while until understanding comes. And I, you know, because I'm not married, I can't say for sure, but I would imagine there's an anointing. There's some special anointing about sex in a married couple, in a relationship, in a committed couple. There's something about, there's an anointing in that sexual relationship that goes beyond words. And that when you get up the next morning, that there's something magical happen throughout the night that you really can't put a finger on, you know? And that part of it will really have nothing to do with the sex itself. But it was like the sex was kind of like the spiritual glue that was mending things throughout the night, you know, like keeping your minds clear. But you know, to build a relationship that's not based on sex, you gotta like a person. You gotta want to be around them. You gotta go to the, you know, the wing bar and have a good time with them. Maybe go bowling and, you know, chilling with them in certain places and going to church with them. And you gotta do things that aren't sexual. And if that's, you know, fixing up the garden in the front of the house, or is that, you know, doing a project in the kitchen, whatever that is, I think you have to find some commonality that will drive the relationship even with the absence of sex, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that happens in a lot of relationships that are long-term, that one of the persons, the male or the female, kind of turns their sexuality turns off, and the other person really doesn't have an outlet. But yet they still have these, we're going out of town next week, we're going to see the grandkids, we got to fix up our home, you know, the season is coming, it's time to put the salt out, you know, whatever those things are. But those commonality things are what drive the relationship even when there isn't sex. And it could be a lot of gratitude for people around you, even when you're not intimate in that way, but you can start to see the loving things that they do to keep your relationship together, you know. And from the little things that, you know, he cleaned up that little spot on the floor, to you know, he brought you your favorite beverage at night, whatever that is, you start to express real genuine love if you can do it without sex. But when you add that sexual component, man, it's like a nuclear explosion. And it makes everything like gravy.
You made me sit up real quick. But I was thinking about you, Crab, when you was just saying that, you know, getting in the garden and doing things with her. You know, one of the things that I got to say to you, even though I didn't have sex with him, we had sex talk. So if I was
You had sex talk.
yeah, because when we was in that garden, she was digging that hole.
Yeah.
I'd be like, there's a whole lot of other things we can be digging. I mean, but you gotta remember, you just don't have to act on everything.
Right.
But a person still want to feel wanted.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And again, it's just in
know,
conversation. So
yeah.
again, we work ourselves so hard that maybe at that time at night when more would go down,
Yeah.
we so tired we just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because it's a respect level. But I ain't gonna lie, I play.
And listen, here's the thing. And this is for all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people, sometimes people want to be emotionally touched,
Okay.
right? And other times people just want to be touched.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That touching, it makes a huge difference in relationships, and that's really kind of what sex is all about. It's some real intimate touching. Right? No matter how you look at it, it's intimate touching.
Mm-hmm.
And without the intimate touching, could the two people see one another from the same perspective? Without sex, could two people see each other with the same eyes, the same admiration, the same love, the same zest, the same zeal, the same admiration? Could they? I don't know, man.
Hey, listen,
I don't know.
look, Crab.
Sex fills too many gaps in
Man,
relationships
crabs,
to say
it can, but bro,
It does.
Man, how many times when I told you when I was young, I sat on the floor, my feet was up on the wall. You can enter a person's soul with your mouth.
What?
Please. Man, I said, you know, I had my feet up on the wall. You know, I that was young, man. You know, that's back in the day.
Well, you're
Put my feet
wild,
up-
man.
Come on,
Watch
put
you,
my feet
man.
up on the wall. I'm on the phone, and I'm all into her ear. You know, we talking about doing things, and it wasn't always sexual things.
It wasn't.
But it was always about what things I want to do, where you at, what you doing. I ain't had nothing else to do. We was
Sex
young.
talk.
It was like sex talk.
Sex talk
But
is
it was
good.
getting,
Sex
it
talk
was
is
getting
good.
more, getting to know her, letting her know me,
Yeah.
and getting in tune.
Yeah.
Okay, because remember, sex works great when it's mental as well with the physical.
Absolutely.
So if you get into her head and she feel you, she's thinking about you before you even enter her.
Right.
Before you even get there, she
Right.
already thinking about
She
all
already
the things that you said, things that you
Throbbing,
want to do.
twitching and
Well,
all
oh,
that.
there you
right?
go.
All that, okay.
So that's why I'm saying, yes,
Right.
you can, but it's mental. Can you bring it to that mental
Can you get
stage,
that mental-
or you just gonna throw it on the table and think
Yeah.
that's all it's gonna be?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be that. Not with women of today. Women of today want some, they need some power.
I mean,
without power, you got to have power. You just can't
I would
come
like to
with
say now,
sexuality.
son, you got some out there want the same thing we want the same.
Yeah,
Believe me, I know.
Listen,
They in my inbox.
And listen, that conversation was so good. We spent way too much time on it. So
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and get ready to take a break. And we are going to come back and we'll do our quote for the week. Let's see if we can get Jamal on the line and the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey. You can see we are on fire tonight, and we haven't even introduced the subject, which is it is now time to do so.
Okay.
So let's do that. Take a real quick break. I got some masterpiece tracks for you, real late model stuff that I'm hoping you love tonight. And so hopefully the music vibes you just like our conversations do.
That's
and
right.
so with that, tonight's topic is what is the best way to stay motivated in a relationship or in life to accomplish your goals?
Okay, I give you the relationship because you kind of in one, and I'm gonna take the other one.
I got something to say about all of it.
Oh,
You know what I
y'all?
mean? Yeah.
Okay, you hit them all. I just hit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we'll
stay
hit
away
them
from
all.
that relationship.
So what is the best way to stay motivated in a relationship or in life to accomplish your goals? Stay tuned, folks. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after.
There you go. Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay. Well, today I want to make sure I bring up to all the ones that's in Akron, Ohio. We will be in the building August the 2nd and the 3rd. Yes, my man Jeff down there in Florida is doing big things back in Akron, Ohio. Central Howard class reunion, 30 years. Class reunion, 30 years, but we asking for everybody in the surrounding schools. That's right.
Yeah.
That's Booked Up, Elliott. And that's right, Kenmore.
That's
We want all of them to be in the building. Why? Because we're going to throw a party like no other. We're
Right.
going to party because, again, 30 years, we're going to show what we can do in a
Absolutely.
small place and other places as well. So I just want to make sure I throw that out there.
Man,
but
I
now
wish
I
I
got
could be there.
Craftmatic. Who you, well, oh, you, hey, bro, let's fly.
I wish I could
Craftmatic,
be
let's come
there,
on. You
man.
can be there, bro.
Yeah,
It
I could
ain't
be
nothing to you.
I could be
Let's
there.
do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
I could be there.
So who you got in the building with us?
Hey, listen, we have Keisha in the house.
Keisha. Hello, Keisha.
Keisha Nicole.
Okay,
Keisha
Keisha.
Nicole in the
Don't make me be like
house.
Romy Rome tonight, girl. Romy Rome in the house.
Right. So, so Keisha and I recently met in a real estate project,
Okay.
and she's already on her swerve. Just my partner brought her on to the team, and they just been doing some pretty powerful things toward the real estate effort. So I'm glad she could, join me here,
All right.
be a part of the
Thank you
show.
for having me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
No problem.
absolutely. And we have another guest. Why don't you come to the mic, introduce yourself, my friend? Yeah, and he loves to follow our show too.
All right.
What's going
yeah.
on? Just wanted to say, man, I love y'all show.
All
I
right. Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all actually bringing good content to the airways.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Y'all keep that up.
Yeah, that's
Positive
Jamal.
vibe, positive
yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
Big
that's
City Photography
Right,
in the
right.
house.
All right.
yeah, right.
All right.
If you can't hear yourself in the mic, the crowd can't hear you, the team can't hear you. So
We
yeah,
want to make sure
love you.
everybody hear you.
Yeah.
And feel you.
Listen, this is another great opportunity to dialogue about our topic tonight. But we missed the part. Should I do it now, Joe, or we got Jamal
Go
coming?
ahead. I mean, Jamal don't look like he gonna. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
supposed to be hitting the streets. He forgot to answer his phone.
Okay.
Just what happens when you get people new assignments.
Right. So Barbara put together our quote for the week, and God bless her. She could not be here with us tonight, but she made sure we were organized and ready for the show. And so thank you so much, Barbara, for what you do. She put together some really profound quotes, and this quote is one that we can all grow from. And it goes like this. Sometimes in life, it's not what you say, but what you do. Some people are forgivers that has huge hearts. People that have huge hearts are forgivers. Some people do not know how to give up on others because they believe in the good of the ones that they love. Okay, so we're talking about people who get hurt, and they're forgivers or they're not forgivers. And we're talking about those people who have large hearts, who are always letting other people get away with murder, etc., etc. And then she talks about that some people do not know how to give up on others because they believe in the good of the ones they love. It was until they were walked on so many times that they had no choice but to let go of those who burned holes in their hearts. What we're talking about tonight, folks, is bitterness and grudges and resentments, things that keep people apart, things that hinder families from driving forward. Somebody listening to this show right now has a family member who you haven't talked to in a long time. And you have to break through those barriers because they can cost you years of your lives. That these people forgave you over and over and over again, and all of a sudden one day they was like, hey, you know what, in order to protect myself, I'm not forgiving anymore. And they grow weary. By the way, if you happen to be this person, you'll grow faint in your heart. That bitterness, that grudges, that resentment all works against you. It doesn't work against the person who you despise. It works against you. It steals energy away from your love heart. It steals power away from you. It is negative energy saturating your spirit and your soul. And so tonight we want to talk about forgiveness. Just sometimes you got to let go. If you stay stuck on all the stuff that happened in the past, you will have nobody from your past in your present. Because everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody's not going to see it the way you see it. Everybody's not going to do it how you do it. You have to find a way to forgive people in spite of how you feel about it. You see, that is the principle that Christ taught us. He said love and love and love. And he said it so many ways I don't even know them all, right? But he basically said love because when you express love, then love will be available to come back to you. But when you start expressing bitterness and resentment, you pour that into your atmosphere. You pour that into the fiber of your own life. And then other people will begin to resent and begrudge and resent you. And have bitterness toward you. It's the way life works. What you give off is what you're going to get back. If you give off bitterness, you're going to get bitterness back. And so God is trying to say, hey, Christ is trying to say, love, love, love. Because when you have an outpouring of everlasting love, then he'll have an outpouring of everlasting love for you. And that's how life works. That's just as simple as it goes.
That's powerful.
Very powerful.
Because if we don't forgive, we're not deserving of being forgiven.
Absolutely.
And nobody is perfect.
Absolutely.
And I really feel like you holding baggage.
Absolutely.
Because I did it. I didn't always let go. A lot of times we got to talk about the good and the bad. The bad is you hear it, you know it, but you don't do it.
Right.
Because it's so hurtful of some, and the ones that normally hurt you are the ones that's close to you, naturally. So it just, you look at them and you want them to feel the pain that they put you through, but you got to let it go and realize it's not about you conflicting pain to them.
Right.
It's about you understanding the lessons of what they taught you.
Right.
But yet you want to stay around to give them back what they gave you. See, now, to me, that is a negative energy, and that's a negative power that you chose to go to.
Right.
And that's where I really feel like we have to start looking and evaluating and saying, hey, maybe this person is not good to be in my circle.
Right.
And maybe I just need to remove myself, without even saying and being that person that gotta give them the business.
Right.
I'm gonna tell them everything. Well, it was already shown, and they are doing them. I got to continue doing me. I have power within me. I have a purpose, and I'm gonna get back to it. Even though I might have been off and derailed for a second, I can get back on. That's a mental decision. After my derailment,
Right.
I don't have to stay down.
That's
I went in the dirt, but I didn't docile go all the way down and fall apart. I just got to a point where I got stuck, I got back on, and I'm gonna keep it moving.
There you
Now
go.
to them, they're gonna be like, well dang, I must not have faith.
Yeah. And,
You didn't.
and you know what? One thing about me is I get over stuff really quick.
Mm.
Right? Either I get over it really quick or I decide I'm never gonna get over that. So it's about like I forgive, and then at a certain point I'm like, okay, I don't forgive anymore. That person has shown me their hand.
Right.
They've shown me that they're not on my team. They've shown me that
Move on.
they're selfish, or they'll take advantage of me, or they'll, they want to, whatever the case may be. So I'm a quick decision maker when it comes to people and influences in my life. I think you have to be. Would you like to say something on the subject?
Mm.
Whoa, there's
Yes.
so much I could say about this.
Yes. Yes.
I am a victim to it all.
Yes.
And I can say I'm a victim and the culprit and the instigator to it all.
Okay. And the
Did you just say
instigator.
instigator?
Yeah, she did. Okay.
I did.
She turned the mirror around.
That's real.
That's the thing about it, and that's my stand about, being in relationships with people is about keeping it real. Like, if you offend me, I'm going to let you know you offend me, or I'm not going to let you know you offended me, and stay away from you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then there is, I'm just going to let you know so that we all know and can respect the space. And sometimes there is recreating a new relationship to come from.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's sometimes just ending the relationship.
Absolutely.
But I am committed to my happiness. And so you can only control your own happiness.
Absolutely.
Like you can't depend on other people
Absolutely.
to control your happiness or tell you when to be happy or whatever they do if it makes you say no. I am in control of my own happiness.
That's right.
And I get to choose how I be with everyone.
Right.
And the result that I produce from that choice
Mm-hmm.
is there's nobody to blame but myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen.
Ooh,
I like that. Look at
It's all
that.
about, it's really all about
Hey, girl, we're gonna have to have you back in the show. We're gonna have to do that. Because one of the things that we often miss, I do believe, is a woman's perspective on this show. Right?
I mean,
And we
don't really
really-
miss it. We had AP.
Yeah.
But we need some
Well,
more.
AP was outside the mean population. She was on the
we know.
extreme side,
That's why I picked her. I'm gonna pick somebody way over there.
Yeah, well, you did. Well, we need somebody who really understands,
Okay.
the feminine side of all of our equations.
Okay.
And thank you, man. I'm so glad
Yes,
you're here,
yes.
and that makes so much sense. Let's dive into our topic for tonight
Okay.
and spend some quality time there. We are right on point. We got
Mhm.
about 5 minutes or so before we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best way to stay motivated in a relationship?
Mm-hmm. I know you ain't looking at me.
Lord have mercy.
I had some fun. I tried. One of the things I gotta say, I don't push for relationships right now. I just date. But
Right.
when I did get in a relationship. But remember, even dating is a relationship. Please, anytime you dealing with
A bunch
somebody,
of little bit of
there
relationships.
is relationships. It's just, you know, it's not defined as that's just my woman and this, that, and the other. But bottom line is, I'm gonna show you the love and respect. That's number one, period.
Okay.
But looking at it, one of the things I have to do is get back and realize the conversations and things that we're doing, and I try to make them grow. It's a plan. From when the time I met you to where we at, did we grow and where we at? I should never be in the same place or I'm wasting my time. If you don't know how I'm thinking, and we can't even vibe, it's a waste of my time. So I really meet somebody with the openness of realizing who they are.
Right.
And then at that point, we can grow. But if you keep going backwards and I'm going forward, then it's just letting me know that I might need to let you know it's a season. And your season might not be no longer. So you help me understand if I'm going to recharge or let go. And that's what dating is about to me. It's about understanding I date to eliminate.
Yeah.
Can you roll with me?
I
Because
like that.
I am going down a path. I understand things differently now.
Date to eliminate.
Right. I date. Why would I just date without understanding what I'm doing? My whole thing is I'm already motivated in what I'm doing. Can you add value to what I'm going to?
Right.
It's not just going to be about come to the table and without you bring. I'm bringing a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
My whole thing, can you add value to what I'm doing?
Right.
Or are we just fighting each other because it can become a challenge because I'm doing something too? Can we complement
Okay.
or are we destroying?
Okay.
It's going to be up to you.
Now listen, and let me just try and regurgitate that, and just to summarize it, put a cloud around it, because I think it's good. I think it's good. So what you're saying is one of the best ways to stay motivated in a relationship is to decide if there is a relationship there at all.
Correct.
Right? Would that not be
And if it's going anywhere.
if it's going anywhere,
so
right?
your relationships are based on ambition. Can we ride together?
Yes.
Can you vibe with me?
Yes.
Are
and-
we on the same wave?
Right. And I would imagine there's probably not much else to talk about or deal with until you've made the decision that they're in or out.
Correct.
Right? And, you know, most of us can make that decision inside of 24 hours, you know, inside of a couple of dates. And you know, then that's what we talk about, you know, whether the relationship will be based on sex or not, which is the conversation we were having before.
So let me get clear. Are we talking about romantic relationships or just relationships in general, like business relationships, romantic relationships, relationships with your kids?
We're talking about all of it. We have an audience. Let's say you're in front of the world. We're in front of the world right now, okay? And this show could be aired 20 years from now, 50 years from now.
Right.
What would you want the people, the audience, to hear, to grow from, right? Whether your personal experience, maybe it's something you've seen other people go through, but that's what we're trying to do, is liberate a humanity. We're trying to liberate people with information that they couldn't get under their parents, that they couldn't get from their best friend, they couldn't get from their boss or their coach, and just lift their spirit. So is there something in mind?
So in the word relationships,
Mhm.
right, just like with real estate agent that I am,
Mhm.
there's the word real,
Ah.
right? Brings me back again to authenticity.
Mm.
Like it's so
Use a
important
big word.
to be
No,
authentic.
real words. Real words.
Really authentic with people. And at the end of the day, that's what relationships are about. It's like, how real can you be with me?
Yes, I want listen. I
How
want,
vulnerable can you be with
no,
me?
listen, we gotta go. We gotta go. We
Listen,
we're gonna come right back, right there.
Real.
Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
Oh, baby, I'll be right there, girl.
Shit moving.
That's right, that's right. One of the things I want to make sure is we got a new guest in the building. She's doing that crying tonight. But she just came in here.
Her thing.
Came in here just
Right.
like, yeah, what? Hey, I'm ready to make her sell me some. I
What
need
you
a.
want to buy? What you want to buy? You want a mansion? You want a condo? You want a townhouse?
I want something. No, you know, my knees. And my mom, you know, I need a ranch. I need a ranch.
You need a year today.
Yeah, and I need a couple square. We got something on the side. Okay, before we go there, What we gonna do over here at Bar Talk? Okay, we gonna be drinking, we gonna have some fun. Well, that's what we want you to do in life. So one of the things I want to do right now is I want to bring on a person that's gonna be like him, that's look like him, that's not him. That's right. That's that Jamal guy that's on the streets doing new things. Jamal, what's happening, big baby?
Man, what's happening, fellas? Man, what's happening, ball?
Man, we doing our
going on?
we doing our thing, and we got a guest in the building. Jamal, if you was here, only if you was here.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Bro, she's beautiful. Bro.
I wish I had my eyelashes on.
Okay. Okay. We got to teach you. This is talk radio. You
Okay.
doing damn
I
too much.
love it when the plan comes together,
Oh,
right?
have mercy.
That's good. That's good. What's happening, Jamal? How you doing, my friend?
Jamal,
Jamal,
did we lose
you
him?
might have got starstruck.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think he got hit by a lightning bolt right there.
Did we lose him like a bad habit? You still there, Jamal?
Can y'all hear me better?
We can hear you now, bro.
Yes, now
Where
we
you
can
at?
hear you much
All right.
better. Just
My
in,
bad, man. I'm out here in these Philly streets, man. Y'all said my new segment is Take It to the Streets. So
That's
that's what
correct.
I was out here doing.
That's
Okay.
right.
What's happening, though?
man, just fired up, man. We got a great show going on tonight. We always look forward to your segment.
Mm-hmm.
And what you got going for us tonight, bruh?
Man, I said it's a new night, new Philly night. Gonna freshen up, pop out the Polo Blue, and check it. Hey, fellas, check this out, man. If you really want to pick your game up, start with the way you carry yourself. How you dress says a lot about the man that you are. Clean your nails, brush them teeth,
Ooh.
get the fresh cut. That's when you step out.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Talk with confidence when you speak that talk to them, man. You don't gotta be juicy. Let that sausage just drip off you naturally. You pimp how I'm talking to you. Hey,
Right.
cornballs, this is the way. Same effort that woman taking the bathroom, taking that time in yourself to consider her feelings and what she may like. You're not dressing for her playboy, you're dressing for her. You
Yeah.
understand? You dress to goddamn make her impressed. You feel me?
There you go. And listen, let me go ahead and chime in Big Willie style on that one.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of grown men, 40 and 50-year-old men, who get lackadaisical about their dress and their attire and their hygiene. Hey, just because you 40 and 50 don't mean you don't need to keep yourself tight.
And their bodies. They need to go to the gym
Yeah.
too. Tighten up.
Yeah, and
baby.
their bodies
Healthy.
too.
Damn.
I mean,
Say it, girl.
Same way,
Stamina.
fellas,
Yeah,
that we
big
like to
bellies
look at
and-
stuff,
No, she said
and
stamina.
a woman like to look at stuff
All
too.
of it.
So you gotta please her at all times.
At all times.
Just like they expect
If you
us to
want-
please them.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, I guess the topic that I was talking about was how y'all keep y'all relationship goals. Hey, my thing is this: on a day-to-day basis, when I am in a relationship, when I am that considerate of me spending time with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that I look good for her, I smell good for her, I dress good for her.
Yes.
As long as I got her eyes and her attention, I'm Gucci, because I know she gonna be ride or die and stick with me through the thick and the thin.
Right.
So I appreciate, if I know her favorite color red, then I'm wearing red drawers, red tank top, red t-shirt, red slut, whatever it takes to make my woman look her, turn her head at me. That's
Right.
what it takes.
Right.
In the same way you want her to put them heels and that thong on and come to the bed, not with the turban looking like Harriet Tubman, you gotta keep
Oh, no.
with the towel wrapped around,
Right.
take the leg up on the goddamn on bed and say, baby, can you rub this lotion on me?
Right.
Because you pop that Polo Blue with that Burberry, you say, go to Victoria's Secret. They got a section there for her, and they got a cologne section for him.
Right.
Hey, you pop that in there, hey, with a little bit of that Niagara, a little shot of Henny, and you just go, bro. You don't care how to go for the smile on her face. Long hair, short hair, don't care, man. You turn her up.
Right. Right. And listen, and see, this is a self checkpoint. Whether you're married, in a relationship, dating, this is a self checkpoint. Even if it's just about your own hygiene, how can you step it up? How can you keep yourself in better health, in better hygiene, in better dress, better attire?
Hey.
You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish at a Goodwill.
Hey,
I'm
I
telling
say
you,
this though. They
man.
ain't I hit the gym to find this out though, and I heard learned this the hard way. Women actually like the teddy bears. You know what I'm saying? All the teddy bears
Absolutely.
is the fresh cut with the goddamn on. You know what I'm saying? With nice chills and some J's. Hey, pop that up with a polo. Hey, you
There you
can hustle, brother,
there you-
and still cop.
there
It's
you
not
go.
y'all season right now.
Yeah.
Summertime is back for the skin coats. But during the winter time, hey, them husky folks, man, they just gotta clean that up. They get love too.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the big bear. He's all nice and snuggly. You know what I'm saying? As long as he smells good, you can curl up and snuggle up all night. Like, just
Absolutely.
be clean.
Hey, Bone, the way that woman looking and the way she talking and that smile on her face right there, boy, I need that in my life. But hey,
What you talking? See, she understand what self-happiness is. See, obviously we brought somebody in the studio that understand that happiness starts with inside.
There you go.
She was happy before she got here.
Yeah, she got
so
a
now
money.
that she here, she already feeling at home. What you talking, Jamal?
She got
That's
a
what we
money.
do.
Cups up.
All
Yeah.
right, okay, sweetheart, check this out now. Peek game now. Talk about true or false. Now, you don't know me, but you hear how I'm talking to you. Would a brother like me have a chance to talk to you as long as I can make you smile with the right confidence?
You got a chance.
You know what I'm saying, fellas? Hey, check this out. I ain't saying we gonna get no slam dunks, no roofie chick, you understand? But we definitely will take the time to talk to a female. If
Okay.
you open your ears and close your mouth, but you put a smile on that woman's face with a conversation, hey, boy, you can stimulate her mind. You stimulate her mind, you get a better chance of stimulating that garden, you feel me? You got a
Okay.
chance to fertilize it.
Preach.
First, gotta know how to water that thing and
Woo!
sunlight that thing so you put your hands in the dirt.
Talk to me.
Are we talking about gardening? I'm confused.
I think I'm confused too, Jay, because I'm not sure which way I want to take the conversation right now. One is very intriguing, but there's some trouble down that lane.
Oh
But
my God.
it's the same thing for
I
the
love
women,
it though,
though.
bruh. Step.
It's the same thing for the women.
Hold on. We go a woman's
It
perspective.
really is the same thing for the women, like carrying yourself in a way that attracts your man and keeps his attention. Yeah, he's gonna look at other eye candy. That's right, but when he turns and look at you, he gotta say, "I made the right choice."
Right.
You know, you gotta carry yourself in that way. You know, like you were saying, the turban on the head, going to bed. Sometimes you gotta keep the turban off.
Yes.
Come to bed, let him mess up your hair.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, girl.
For real.
And I'm telling you,
Real
because I don't
talk.
mind paying for it after that. I feel bad. I'm like, you came so goddamn go cute.
Hey, listen.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now,
Hey, listen.
I got that. In the morning, I leave a little card. You know it's so good, you write a little card. Thank you, I got that hair appointment.
If you get them like that, boy. Listen, cornballs, this is the way we kick game like this, man. Y'all don't understand what time the Barty Talk J show it is. This is my cornballs. Now, I kick game for y'all husky skinny cornballs that don't know how to talk, so dress up. Hey, with female cornballs, y'all out there too, though. Y'all had this attitude that just because you pretty, you can have the rudest attitude. Hey, the rudest attitude get you shut down by me real quick. You won't be nothing but a chunky bust down, you feel me?
Okay.
Hey man, learn how to appreciate a hard working brother. Every brother don't start off with 6 figures, but just the same way you want a brother to stimulate that garden before he enter the thing, you gotta learn how to appreciate the dirt in the garden that you got. You understand? You gotta learn how to rough up them edges and smooth them out.
Right.
You might not be Denzel when you get them, but I promise you, that principle might just turn into the training day on your ass. You just know how
Right.
to just talk to him right.
If you-
Encourage your man and
Right.
let him see the king that he is.
Right.
Welcome him
Men
home.
cornballs that y'all gotta appreciate y'all queen. Women cornballs, y'all gotta learn how to appreciate y'all king.
Correct.
And don't jump for the next shiny thing with the shiny card. Cause that might be a brother that got it but don't know how to talk and take that time and effort into you.
Absolutely.
For real.
man.
And you know, it comes from
Female cornball
example.
gotta be gang.
Yeah.
To this day, my mom still makes her husband his lunch.
Mm.
She packs his lunch every day, and he goes to work and show off on all his coworkers. Like, yeah, look what I'm eating. Home cooked.
That's good.
You know
yo.
what I'm saying?
That's
I mean, that's real stuff.
That's
Yeah.
real stuff.
Listen.
Half these women don't even want to make their man a sandwich sometimes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really, pack his lunch. Welcome him home when he comes home with his sweat dropping down his bros and all that stuff. Go wipe his sweat.
Yes.
Welcome him home. Yeah, he's sick right now,
Yeah.
but welcome him
We are
home.
home.
Give him a hug.
Oh man.
I don't know about you, but for me, I like to start my day off with breakfast. So once I give my girl the breakfast in the morning, I expect her to make the breakfast before I head out. You peep what I'm saying?
Right.
Jamal, all right.
I
Jamal,
want the whole puddle and everything.
Jamal,
Before the morning and at night.
Jamal.
Keep so hey, brother.
Yo, nasty behind.
Every night.
Jamal,
Hey,
is you in the streets? Jamal, is you in the streets, man? What is they saying in the streets,
Listen,
man?
I love what you just said. That's absolutely right, boy. Breakfast is a wonderful thing, especially at 3 or 4 in the morning.
It sounds like somebody throwing a
If the right dude know how to have his breakfast in the morning, wait till she in that good sleep. Then 6 a.m. she got 30 minutes left before the clock sleep.
Right.
Listen, and you just go in and get your breakfast.
Right.
Listen, father, don't go for nothing else. Just get the breakfast.
Get the breakfast.
And then you let her go take that shower. By the time you get yours, your breakfast and your coffee need to be on the table. And if you walk out there and it ain't, you just gotta hit the look.
Yeah.
And just go. Don't make me go back in that room.
Now hold on.
Hey, and you know what she gonna do? You know the modern woman, she gonna slide you a $20 bill and get you something. Get you come on, baby.
And she slides you that $20 bill, you pass it back and be like, I'm about to find something. Don't pay me off, don't chop me off. I ain't no justice.
No, pay me up.
No. You need to get on in there kitchen.
Hey.
I put in work. I need work done.
You know what, man? Y'all, people underestimate the value of money as a gift.
No.
I can buy what I want to buy.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
You know what I'm saying?
So passing me 20 don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather you
you know, that's a modern day woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't
Well,
talking about somebody
hold on.
who go into the
Hold on.
office and
Let me
deal
back
with
up.
troubles of the
Let me
business
back
world
up,
like
Kraft.
everybody else.
You are correct, because she can't cook, you damn right. That $20 go a long way. Then that burnt eggs.
You know, it ain't always that she just can't cook. You can teach her how to cook. You know, it's like
Bro.
you can get rid of fat. You can't get rid of ugly. You know what I'm saying? You can always you can always teach people how to cook a meal. You know what I'm saying? If you
I don't even want her ugly ass in the kitchen.
you cook together.
Y'all finna send these boys in a food poisoning. Listen to me, fellas. This is how you play this off, right? And this is the only time you eat her cooking. Fellas, pay attention. The first night, you should not be going to her house.
Right.
Please don't. You don't know what's over there, who's finna pop up, or what ex-boyfriend been watching the house. Play it smooth. The first night, you go out with her, stimulate her mind, and get that thing popping. Second or third date, after you done visited that garden, and now is the time to get personal and come to somebody's house and eat their dinner. Listen, you say you coming by for drinks, and you bring the drinks. You bring the bottle closed, sealed, and everything. After you do that, then you look at that kitchen and see how clean and sanitary it is. You dispel the food, fresh cooking, before you take a bite. Say, baby, that smells good. Can I get that? Oh, she has to go slump your hand and say, no, wait, or she gonna give you a little taste. When she give you a little taste, that's when that liquor come in handy, because by that time your taste bud is done, and you can send the slide right in, because she just did too. Hey, players, cornball, pay attention. It's a smooth way to finesse that. Don't eat everybody cooking.
Okay.
Hey, and I stick with that one.
Yeah, that's
You cannot eat
That's
everybody
a-
cooking. My grandmama told me that.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen, you always bring the heat every show. And we got to go take a break, man. Do you have any parting words for us right now, man?
Hey, man, cornballs, men and women alike, appreciate your king, appreciate your queen. The value and effort that you put into them, they will show enough put it on you.
Right.
And if they don't appreciate the king and the queen that you are, I guarantee the homeboy or the homegirl that you talk to about everything is sitting by on the corner just waiting for you to admit they was wrong, and they finna slide right in and be everything perfect you needed them to be, because you finessed the map for them for years already.
Hey, how big you say your moms will set that ass up properly gassed up, hoodies and masked up for that fast food. She be laying in the bushes and light that ass
But it's a dude like me. You know what I'm saying, bro? Not me, but a dude like me just waiting to holler in and see that beautiful lady that on the chair that just came into the show. Just waiting. Come in here one Thursday with no smile on your face. I'll brighten you up right in between breaks or after session.
Yes, sir. And listen, with that, it's time to cool the studio off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hot in here. So, y'all folks stay tuned. We'll be right back to One Bar Talk with Jay. Just waiting on Jay.
All right. Yeah, to get picked out.
Yeah, man.
Back in the house.
Listen, was
Jay
that?
is a gentleman.
That right, that
Listen,
right.
was that segment not fire or
Man,
what?
you think that was fire? Wait till y'all find out what's coming up next. I got that person that I don't understand what kind of day he had, but we're about to find out. Jeffrey, how you doing, big baby?
Brother Jay, Brother Crab, how's it going out there?
It's going quite well, Brother Jeffrey.
We nervous.
Yeah. Listen, I ain't nervous because I know you always bring that
I'm nervous.
smoke.
He wasn't here last week like you were, dog. Nervous. We never know what Jeffrey don't
You
bring.
went off last week, bro?
Man, he wasn't here last week, but he back with us this week. Jeffrey, what you got this week, big baby?
We lose him
With a
again.
little haircut.
Okay.
Is she gone?
No, we back.
We
back.
got you. We got you in full force.
Okay, and we got the guest in the studio, right?
Yes, we do.
Hello, hi
Is that who you talking about? You done caught wind already? What?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was checking
Real
y'all out. How you
estate
doing?
agent of Atlanta in the house.
Good deal, good deal. I need you to buckle your seatbelt, because it was a pretty good day today. The sun was out, you know, the birds were chirping, the bees were buzzing, and you know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
Man, it is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from man's point of view. Now listen, I got one reason for the habitually single woman. I got one reason for the habitually single man. That's why you might be single, but before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, even if it does apply to you, I want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first.
All right.
Ladies, I want y'all to understand that you might be single because you don't know what a real is. I mean, you always talking about a real man would do this, a real man would do this. How the hell you know? You don't even know your father. You got no clue what a real man would do. As a matter of fact, you resonate with the negative things so much that when a real man steps up and does real men things, you don't even trust it. Because the only thing you acknowledge is the things that you believe real men should not do. I'm going to give it to you like this, lady. You focus on being the best woman that you can be, I promise you, that you will not be able to contain the amount of attention you get from good quality men. But you're so focused on trying to tell men what they should do, instead of learning what a woman should do, mastering that craft, and being the absolute best woman you possibly could be. Keep on focusing on what a real man should do, while you're ignoring what real women do, and your ass is gonna stay single.
Amen.
And for a very long time. Listen,
Can I chime in here?
I know we love to.
I got to chime in here.
Okay.
And my perspective is probably going to surprise the rest of the world, but what's his name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, she said like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, you didn't do nothing wrong.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey, you said everything right.
Okay.
Jeffrey, what you said resonated with me because of my stand for especially young black men having their fathers. Right?
Right.
I am living this. I am living the life of a black woman who realizes that she does not have what it takes to teach a black man how to be a black man.
Hey.
Because I don't have any experience or understanding of that.
Yes. Yes.
Real
Yes.
talk, real talk, real talk
And-
on there, boy.
And I'm gonna ask a rhetorical question.
What's that?
And then we gonna hand it back to Jeffrey. But can you teach that? Is it possible to be taught that?
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Okay. And we need.
There is being a black man. You can't teach anybody how to be a black man. You just be a black man. Because that's a different experience than any other man
Absolutely.
in the world.
And Jeffrey, you hear the passion coming out right here. But
Only
we know
here.
we got to move on. We received that, and I think the ladies
I felt it.
received that. So we'll turn it back over to you, sir.
All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook.
You should after this. After what she just said, you should give us a break. Shit.
Fellas, you are next. All right, fellas, some of y'all are single simply because you don't know what the hell a real man is either. I need you to understand. You still right there on your mother's nipple making excuses for yourself. Well, my daddy wasn't in my life, or my daddy was a Rolling Stone, or whatever the case is, and I'm going to give it to you like this. Real men make things happen in spite of their circumstances. Yeah, your father might not have been there, and that's tragic. That's the worst thing that can happen to a young boy. Don't imprison yourself there. Go ahead and build yourself up, do the things that you need to do to make yourself better from the inside out. Yes. And what you will discover is that your ability to take that negative strike against you and turn it into a positive makes you an indomitable spirit. And that's what we need out of our men right now, that indomitable spirit. Because when a man walks around and he has that type of spirit, I want you to understand something. Women fall in line willingly. Not because you say submit to me, not because you say bow down to me, but because you handling your stuff. And when you handle your stuff and she ain't got to worry about it, she can worry about what she does best. Her femininity gets to grow and blossom. Yes. You get to see that flower that other people don't get access to. Y'all don't feel me. I need you to understand this, brother.
I feel
yes.
Tragedies have happened to all of us. We've all experienced some stuff that we should not have dealt with. Don't be a prisoner to it. Don't sit there and don't live your life based on your excuses and what didn't happen. Live your life with some passion, with some purposes, and focus on making things happen. Because a man that makes things happen, he ain't got to be tall. A man that makes things happen, he ain't got to be light-skinned or dark-skinned or have hair or be bald. He ain't got to be none of that stuff. Right. Because what he brings to the table is enough. And the fact that you still don't know what the hell a man is, well, that explains exactly why your ass is single.
Oh! You don't even know who you are.
Don't even know who you are. And I want to just step in the gap just for a second.
Feel free.
Just to say that, and I tried to allude to it a moment ago when I asked Keisha, how can you teach that? Mm-hmm. There's a gap. And the only way to make that gap work is if families work. Mm-hmm. But until families work, we still got some teaching to do and some developing to do. Because even though you weren't raised by a man, don't mean that there aren't plenty of examples of a real man all around you. Mm-hmm. But people have to be heightened in their awareness about what the criteria is for a good man. And one of the things that happened to me during Jeffrey's dialogue is, all in all, you have to want to be a man. You see, just the desire to be a man will lead you in paths of righteousness for manhood and for mankind. And as it relates to a woman, as it relates to business, if you want to be a man is a quality of character that you want to abstain. You want to always be filled with integrity. And so when something happens, you know whether to step up to the plate or not. You know whether to talk or not. You always want to be safe and secure. And so you close your windows and you buy a gun and you do, if you want to, you have to want to be a man. I can't say it any more than that. Because there's so many growing up who don't know.
Can I chime in?
Just a moment, please.
Like for me personally, and I know I speak for a lot of women of the world, we count on the men to protect us. Mm. We can bear a lot of weight as women. We can carry a lot. We can carry the children. We can give birth to them, all of that. But then we're over here nurturing, and we just need a man to just protect us. Just keep us safe. Mm. And I think, from my perspective, I'm not a man. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it's like to be like you guys, just like I said earlier. Okay. But when I feel protected and taken care of by a man, mm-hmm. that's a whole nother experience. Mm. But that's rare.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say, if y'all just heard that, one of the things I want to say, this is what you want to step up to the plate. When somebody's saying that this is all I'm looking for and I'm willing to bear the weight. If you don't wake the hell up and realize there's a lot of people willing to do so much for you and your ass ain't willing to come to the table and accept that they can take you to a higher level.
Yeah.
It's like a lion
Come
and a
on,
lioness.
let's do this.
Yeah.
She'll
Because-
go get the food. She'll take care of the kids. She'll do everything. All you need
protect.
to do is protect us.
Protect. And that is
I like that.
not playing.
I like that.
That's not game.
Yeah.
That is what you show them what you do. That's to me, that's you.
Yeah.
And that's simple.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
is
not
very
being done.
It's simple but not easy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Not
good in
easy.
theory, but it takes fortitude and self-preservation and
It takes
self-love.
courage.
And courage, yeah. And all,
But
it
it-
takes some qualities, but
But it
there's some
also
qualities
takes
of
y'all.
Christ.
It takes somebody to listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if
Yeah.
you just heard what she said, because it resonated in my soul.
Mine.
Okay, because mine is looking at my own and all what I did. Even though I done some things, I want to do even more.
Right.
Because I know somebody out there hollering for it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There is
There you
no
go.
reason I should be sitting next to a person telling me something that I think is out of season. We should be protecting and therefore.
Yes.
Period.
And with that, let's turn it back over to Brother Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Point taken.
Man, I need everybody to understand something. I was focusing on the power of fatherhood. And I need all the men out there and the women to understand something. Ladies, don't bring me that junk that you don't need a man. That's some bull. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Right.
Don't sit there and act like you don't need no man, because the reality of it is that you do need a man. And you might think you need to relegate him to your personal plumber, or you might think you need him to fix something around the house every now and then. No, that ain't it. What you need him for is for completion and for balance. And when you find a relationship that is balanced, not necessarily equal now, but balanced, that relationship lasts longer.
Yes.
Here's the thing. When we get our men stepping into our position of power, that means that it's much, much more difficult to assault our women, because now they have a sense of protection around them.
Yes.
Now they have that provision around them, and they can go on and do what it is that they do. But you know better than to come to a man's house who's strong. You know better than to come into a man's neighborhood who's powerful, because you know that even the fiercest of animals, they won't attack the strongest of the bunch. They won't attack the weakest either. They want the one that's average.
Right.
Average is what they want. When we begin to be exceptional again, that gives our women something to cleave to. And when our women can cleave to us, well, that allows them to nurture the children. And when they nurture the children, they grow up healthier. They grow up in a situation that's better mentally and more stable. And when
Yes.
our children are stable, our communities are better.
Yes.
When our communities are better, guess what? We are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I believe that day is just around the corner. And that's all I got.
Man. And that is everything in a mouthful. And I don't, there's nothing we can do with that, man. We got to get out of here, Brother Jeffrey. We always appreciate you so much, man. I mean, the wisdom in your voice is just absolutely incredible, man. And so, that's just a challenge to ask you to continue to do what you do, man. The world needs to hear these messages. Any parting words for us, sir?
Oh, man, I'm just happy to be back on the radio, man. I was traveling last week, so I had missed out. But we're going to make sure we keep it doing what it does.
That's what
There
we do.
you go. And with that, folks, we're going to take a break. Oh, man.
All right.
You know, man, I play a track like that, and a lot of folk don't know the
What's that?
first. That track, the track originally came in the 90s through A. Marie.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Yeah, she did a song with that same track. And then, I think it was Jay-Z or somebody came back and did the track again on a rap. No, Fabulous. I think it was Fabulous came back and did one of them. So that track's been around for a long time, man. It's got so much heat to it. We love R&B and soul. I try to mix hip-hop in, but I really need to be playing some Happy Feelings by
Well,
Maze.
happy feeling, you did the next one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you all day long, happiness is when we have a dialogue, and what I'm feeling in the studio right now.
Right.
Guest came in and was able to say some things to warm my heart, and that's what I really feel like the show is all about.
Yeah.
It's about including. It's not about excluding.
Yeah.
I really feel like we did that. We excluded and we pushed it and we thought And I really feel like now that we learn, we reopen.
Absolutely,
Okay?
absolutely. You know, I'm telling you, the greatest part of this show is when the individual takes upon themselves to take responsibility that they haven't done it right, that they could do it. They could do it better. You know, that self-assessment that says, you know, I thought I was, but I'm really not. So let me just work toward making it better, being a better person, you know, being more organized, being more effective in life, having a better relationship with my kids, better relationship with my spouse. That, you know, I've been talking for weeks now. I believe it was Paul who said we need to increase our sorrows. And what he really means is that you need to go hard in the paint. Stop worrying about being happy and joyful and having a wonderful life. Make something happen in this world. Become a worker bee. Become somebody that's going to leave a legacy. I was recently introduced to a passage, a set of passages, not Bible passages, but a set of passages that basically talked about how you know, in the ant community, there are the queen, there's worker bees, and there are drones. And the worker bees make everything happen. The drones do absolutely nothing. They just get in the way. They eat up food. They take up space. And the worker bees are their whole way of life is to mash the drones out of the nest, because the drones are doing nothing but taking. And so even the worker bees have said, you know what, I got to push out this nonsense. You know, I got to make a change right here. And we are poised to have to think the same way, right? I have to be able to see myself and be hard on myself so that I can springboard to the next level in my life. That's why you take a course. You learn all this stuff, you do all this hard work, you take the course and you take the test, and the test says, I learned it all. I got it, right? It's a measurable result. And that's really how everyone should be living their life. You should be measuring every portion of your life. How well you manage your finances. How well you manage your relationship with your mother. How well you manage your relationship with your children. How manage you well your relationship with your health. How well you relationship with your spirit or your God. You know, you should be assessing yourself in every area of your life. Because if any one of those spokes in the wheel is not straight or at a 10, then the wheel doesn't roll. And I promise you, if your spirituality isn't strong, when you hurt your knee, and when you thought you were going to the NBA and you hurt your knee, if your spirituality ain't strong, you really are in trouble. You see what I mean?
Oh, I've been doing
You're not prepared for the shortcoming.
Can we tap into that? Relationship with God.
Oh, we gonna go there. Give them 1 second. Hold on. One of the things I can tell you is when I heard about no, it ain't too deep. We gonna go right there with her. I like her. She a guest. I gotta honor her.
Yeah, I like that.
So as we go back to honor her, we're gonna go back to what you just said. We're gonna go back to the worker bee and the drone. Which one are you? One of the things I want to make sure you understand as we do this show, I want to make sure it relates to you. Because again, you might feel like you that worker bee. And you might feel like that person that got every spoke perfectly straight. I'm going to give you reality. Your wheel crooked as hell. And it was purposely done. God didn't make you perfect for no reason.
Right.
It is for you to understand what's going on in your life.
Right.
It is for you to get the right person in your life that's going to help straighten you up. And that's what happens when you start realizing that you need help. And when you need it, you pray for it, and He's going to deliver you with a person that's going to help you. Can you understand what He's doing? Right. Now you have to be
the person that always challenges you.
Well, that's the person that ain't going to always agree with you.
Yes.
So challenge is necessary.
Yes.
So yes. Now when He's challenging you, you're not going to like it.
Yes.
Because again, you are used to what you thought it should be. It's mental. He's going to get you something that's different. Bottom line, He never told you how He's going to deliver you.
Right.
You thinking it's going to come the way you think it's going to come how He wants to give it. He gave you life. So what are you to say? Bottom line, can you accept? That's why you can't criticize what goes on in front of you. Can you realize it's different?
Right.
And the problem of the day, we too judgmental and too thinking of a own personal way and not realizing that it can come different than what you recognize. That's why a lot of times you gotta humble yourself, because somebody can speak words of wisdom and you ain't hearing it because you stuck on self.
Yes.
That's why I said selfishness can kill a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
But if you just calm it down and realize, you know, And this is what Kraft is saying. I'm that worker bee.
Yeah.
But that drone, this eating, can I make sure I don't eat a drone? Okay? As I push him out of my circle, because I don't need him in my life,
Yeah.
can I be more of a good person, understanding me? Where I'm that strong person before I don't get sucked in. Because the drone wants you to be him. Because he don't understand he a drone. People don't always understand they categorize. You categorize. They feel like, no, I'm living life. Would have no meaning. I have a meaningful life.
Right.
I understand my purpose and passion.
Right.
It's different than how you walk. My whole thing is not to step on you, but mine is different than yours.
Right.
So what you choose is you.
Right.
But I'm going to go this path, and if you understand me, you will work with me or against me. If it's against, you out, it's fine.
Right.
It's a hater, but you got to have haters in this game.
Got to.
But you can motivate a hater by realizing I don't got to come to you. The level is up to you. Your level might be over, bottom, doesn't matter.
Right.
Quit trying to worry about I'm over him and he need to follow me. No, you need to be on task your damn self.
Exactly.
Understand that you got bent spokes, but I'm working on these things. Because perfect ain't what I'm going for. It's a plan. I'm planning to be better. I'm looking better. I'm doing better. And I'm going to live a successful life. That is happiness.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to be something else. That's just because of mental. They show it to us on TV and everything else. That ain't necessarily for you. What's for you is how you feel.
You know, it brings me to the point of self-love, because that's also a relationship.
Yes.
Because if you can't have a relationship with yourself
It's going to be hard for somebody else.
and be comfortable with it, you can't expect anybody to have a relationship with you and be comfortable with it.
Right. Right.
No.
But you know, self-preservation won't allow some people to take ownership of that. And we can see it from the outside looking in. We can see them not loving themselves, but they're not ever going to call it quite that.
But is it-
Only a few will acknowledge that.
Is it
because
self-preservation or is it identity preservation?
one and the same, I think. Perhaps one and the
Clap
same.
it up.
But
Clap it
at
up.
the same time, but here's the thing, because self and identity are sometimes two different things. 'Cause
Okay,
sometimes
talk
people
to
don't
us.
even know who they are.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like there is self, which is that's just who you are and who you choose to be.
Okay.
And there is your identity, who you see yourself as.
Right.
Because people can see you differently than your identity. I get that all the time. I see myself a certain way and other people see me another way.
Right. Right. But see, yeah, they are different, but how they see you is not based on anything about you.
No, it's
Based
irrelevant.
on their experience.
Exactly.
Every time they see a guy in a tie, they think he's a greedy bum. You know what I'm saying? It's their subconscious mind. But yeah, when I can identify with who I am and love myself, I mean that is self-preservation. But if I start telling myself that I don't love myself, and I start admitting that, now I fall into a hole. I fall
Yeah.
into a spiritual hole, right? Because I'm
You're
not
in a
strong
pit.
enough to hold myself up through it.
Yes.
I'm really kind of beating myself up, and it happens often, right? That's why, you know, I think the whole message that God was trying to deliver when He said that you can repent is He was trying to say, don't take ownership of the things you did. Don't be the bad person that you was. Don't continue to be that and think you're that. I've cleansed you of that.
Yeah.
And when you know you've been delivered, when you know I love you enough to be delivered, then you'll let all that go. And so that's why we have to live on His perceptions and His belief
Yeah.
and His desire and His will for our life. Because we would always see ourselves as bad people.
Right.
What I
But
did.
It's
you know.
like you really got to see yourself as I am to die for.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
That's dope.
am to die for.
And if you heard my prayer before you came, that's what it was.
Really?
My prayer was I was upstairs complaining about things that I was delivered from.
Ooh.
But I went back with old ways of
Yeah,
thinking.
you missed that. You
Ooh.
missed that.
I was up there just not long ago,
Yeah.
less than an hour or so ago, knowing there's some challenges that's going to always be in your life. But I went back to an old way of thinking, forgetting all the stuff that He blessed me with, delivered me, put me in another place. But yet I went back saying, man, I got this
The
going on. I
past
got
will
that.
come get you.
Well, the past, you need to stay back there because what He gave me was way better than what I had.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, I want to go back and want to complain because I didn't see it the way I. See, remember, I have my own way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that way might not lead you where you need to be. But he showed me some things that can better me. And I'm complaining about things that still ain't right. And this is, but look at the
There is
rest.
to be thankful and gratitude.
A whole lot.
Yes.
It's like you
And-
look
and
where
this-
you at now compared to where you were. Financially, mentally, and stable. Because you got people that's following you, understanding you. And now you want to complain about a few others.
Yeah.
You can't control that, but you
Yeah.
can love you.
Yeah.
I had to sit back and say, I'm gonna get down here to craft, and I'm gonna turn my energy level back up because I wanted to turn it down because I wanted to be woe is me. That's a choice.
Right.
But knowing somebody else rocking with you, and I'm telling you, that's what people can do to you when you allow them in your life. You don't let nothing else take away from somebody else trying to show you.
You just
You
said
got
a
so
key
much
thing. You just said a key thing. That's a choice.
It is.
Everything is a choice.
Yes.
We
Yes.
always choose, and it's especially in relationships, how we respond to other people that we're in relationship with, whether it be your child, your husband, your coworker, your boss.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's a choice how you respond, and the perspective that you take is your choice. You can take any perspective.
Yeah, and listen, let's just personify this. Let's bring this home to the topic, because here's what the topic is. What is the best way to stay motivated in a relationship or in life to accomplish your goals? And everything that we've been talking about isn't anything you do outside of yourself. We've been talking about our attitude. We've been talking about our way of thinking. We've been talking about our choice. You see, staying motivated is a mental exercise. Staying motivated is it's a mental capacity. It's a spiritual muscle that I'm strong enough to my spirit to take constructive criticism. So instead of making $1,000 a week, I can make $10,000 a week. So instead of being in whatever the case may be, there's so many examples to name, but it's all about how we respond
That's true.
in our mind. Everything. So I said that to say that it all comes down to your thought.
Yes.
And I agree. But one thing I like to say that you taught early on, do you have a plan? Do you put it on paper?
Yeah.
Do you understand what you really want? Because just like when you want a business plan, you got to have things written out, because again, your mind will maybe stay on a failure when you have so many successes.
Right.
If you got to see how well you also do for you can make change in what you do. So a lot of times, even in relationships, you might not be thinking about writing it down, but where do I really want to go?
Yeah.
What am I looking at when we're going through some things for I can plan us to be in a different place?
Yeah, and if I want to try to get spiritual with this, because I think this is very important.
Go
right?
for it.
People's life will end up exactly how they see it.
True.
Mhm.
Now, what does that mean? That means that if I think tomorrow is going to be hard, or I'm going to fail, or I'm going to miss the mark, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
What I keep doing is I keep creating my tomorrows just like my yesterdays. But when I create my tomorrows, it's got to be mental. I got to have a clear vision. I have a big meeting on Monday morning, a really, really huge meeting. In my mind, at the end of that meeting, when I walk out that door, I see myself winning. I got my hands up like Rocky. My purse just came up. They're in the background behind me. I don't even know it. They're giving me a standing ovation. I'm seeing in my mind's eye what I want to experience on Monday morning.
Yes.
I see myself being the expert in the room. I see myself being valued. I see myself making a powerful presentation. I see them asking me to do business with them. I see them wanting to throw money at me. Whatever that is. In your relationship, before you go home tonight, I want you to see the two of you holding a glass of champagne with your arms locked, drinking champagne, toasting to one another. No matter how much argument you had yesterday or this morning or this afternoon, I want you to see in your mind's eye, you two of you kissing and sharing a passionate hug and understanding one another and loving one another. Whatever coat you hang on that branch will be the destiny of your tree.
Yes.
You must learn to use the power of your mind. That is where we are falling short in humanity. We do not understand our personal spiritual power. We have infinite potential, and it is based upon how you think. Your thinking is like a magnet, and the more you think about something, it draws that to you. You ever had an experience where you thought about a friend, a relative, or someone close to you, and the next thing you know, they call you? That isn't accident, coincidence, incidents, or incidents. What it is nature. It is the reality. It is the law of mind. It's the way life works. That's why Christ saying, keep thinking about the good things. Keep your mind on the high watch, and I'll bring it under your feet. You cannot allow misery and pain and troubles and problems to consume your mind. You gotta keep looking forward. You gotta keep knowing that no matter what your boss thought about yesterday, he's gonna come back tomorrow and apologize. He thought that about you. He's gonna come back tomorrow and say, you're better than I thought you were. He's going to come back tomorrow and give you a bigger raise than you thought he was going to give. But he's not coming because he wants to come. He's coming because you want him to come.
Exactly. You called him.
You created it. You calling it. You manifesting it. And listen, we over on break. But anybody got anything to add to that before we shut this down real quick?
One of the things I can tell you,
mind is a terrible thing to waste.
There you go. I would like to say, man,
boy, I'm fired up right now.
if no one understands it, this is the law of attraction.
Yeah.
The law of attraction.
And if y'all don't understand it, please take the time to research it. It's not going to be something that, I just hear and I feel. No, you have to understand.
It is
because it's the power of you.
It's the most powerful thing you have is your mind.
Thank you.
You create everything from that.
Listen, folks, we're not talking about fantasy, fallacy, some myths. We're talking about manifesting thoughts to things. We're talking about bringing real powerful circumstances into your life where you have no opportunity, you speak. There are numerous opportunities standing before me, and God will reveal them as soon as you open your eyes. That's the power we're talking about, the power of an angel, the power of a God, the power of deity. You have that power. You have access to that power. But if you stay in your own little comfortable world thinking that your thoughts lead you to destiny, you're going to fall way short of the glory of God. And I'll tell you, he can do so many powerful things for you. Let's go ahead and take a break. You can see we are on fire.
No, you're on fire right now.
For positivity.
You done chicken on that one. Yes, Craft.
Yes.
Yes.
Pass the craft.
Yeah.
Pass the clip. Pass the craft.
Preach, Pastor, preach.
Rev, I prefer Rev. Let me see. Rev get more.
Rev.
Rev get more dollars. Yeah.
Red crab.
Rev get the greenbacks.
Yeah, okay, man.
Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be right back.
Going for a quick come up. Quit thinking that, I'm always going to be with him because of the money. Man, listen, if you understand people, you understand you can help deliver a person to more and greater.
Yes.
That's the power of you. But you too busy looking at social media. I want this because I don't want to work hard the rest of my life. I'm willing to work hard for mine.
I'm willing to work hard for mine.
Because if I got to protect you, I got to work.
Right.
I'm not willing to let you go on these streets without being protected.
Right.
I'm working.
Right.
So my whole thing is I'm fighting a battle out here. Do I have to fight home too? Don't fight me. Work with me. Let's work together. Let's achieve this because it's a lot on the plate. And I like to say right now there's a lot of relationships that's on the borderline of failure because your ego. Check it. And for some females, your friends, what you listening to can contaminate what you want to go through. If you ain't talking to your man, but you talking to your best friend, please understand, he ain't even understanding you. Y'all lost a connection right there. Because my best friend should be my woman, and my woman should be an encourager. And I should be an encouraging factor as well.
Right.
That's going to make a team that's going to be dynamic.
Yeah.
But what happens, I trust them, or I trust Facebook. Yeah, I'll throw it out there. Or I trust Instagram. And I'll put our business out there, and what they say, this is what we need to do. I'm going to tell you, it probably won't work. Number one thing, you got a whole lot of people telling you things that's probably not giving a damn about you.
Right.
Why should they? I'm telling you, the person that you ride with should be the caring, protected one. But you're allowing somebody else to show a protector because y'all want to listen to them. How can I protect but don't care for me? They don't care for me. I fought this fight for us. But you stuck on you. It has to be your way. People press me all the time about how my show should be. Did you even understand the show until we brought this to fruition? So how you gonna tell me something now that was never in existence before?
Right.
But now you got every word to tell me how it should be.
Right.
It don't really make me mad.
Right.
It make me realize, can you start your own?
Can you do your own?
Can you do something besides
than talk?
tell me
Right.
about how I don't like this person's segment? I don't like this. And this person, let me tell you why you complaining about something. What are you doing with your damn self? Because I'm doing what I feel, what I love, and I promise you, and I do it every week for a reason. It's encouraging.
Yes.
I love it. And believe me, I pay for the rights to it. The reason I pay for the rights to it? Because I'm not trying to be controlled. This world is all made up of who has and who has not. How about who cares? Okay?
Right.
Because I'm trying to tell you, the has and has nots, there's going to be an in-between. And Bar Talk J is right there. And who cares about them? And who cares what has? How about caring about each other? Because when we come together, we can make so many wonderful things happen. And it's going to take us to go way back. And again, past slavery. Back to Egyptian times when we made pyramids perfect. Perfect math, perfect sense. And now we're at a time that don't make no damn sense. We trying to figure out politics. We trying to figure out everything that's happening. We trying to figure out what all is going on. If we go back to the basics and get our numbers right, our mind right, we can get back to where we need to be because somebody else is controlling us other than what we probably really want.
Yeah.
But that kind of control is manipulated by media and everything else. But my thing is self-love. Get back to understanding you.
Yeah, and,
love you.
And I'll just piggyback on what Jay said. You know, just remarkable commentary there, Jay. We do have to get to a point where we know how to develop ourselves. And life just doesn't grow inside of you. You got to put yourself through some things. You got to go and step out on faith a little bit. You got to work hard. You need to do a lot of reading. If I could take all the people who are suffering from sorrow and sadness and loneliness and frustrations and little worries and challenges and problems, if I could take all of those people and just prescribe to them a book a week, read any book under the sun, every week, one book every single week, it would change their entire life. Because they're putting new ideas in, they're going to get a new product of themselves out. That's where we got to get to, where we're constantly growing ourselves. And, my lady said something to me the other day that made me think. I'm not going to say what she said, but what it made me think was, craft. Yeah, you need to step it up a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. You need to step it up a little bit. And I took it constructively, right? Now the question is when I step it up, is she gonna be there to catch me? You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna be there to, catch me in the rain? Really is what it's gonna come down to. Because I'm gonna certainly know how to step it up, but I don't want to be the only one stepping it up, right? It's got to be two people stepping it up.
And it's gonna be some heat in the kitchen.
So the show. What is the best way to stay motivated in a relationship? What is the best way to stay motivated in life to accomplish your goals? It all comes down to mental stuff. Planning, visualizing, affirming, self-talk. What you tell yourself is the most important thing that you say in the entire universe. Because if you are telling yourself you're not going to get there, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy and you're not going to get there. So the best way to stay motivated is through your attitude, through your thinking, through gratitude, through right choice and right decisions. And there's nothing wrong with pulling out a clean sheet of paper and writing down all the things that you're grateful for. All the good things that have happened to you in your life. I'll promise you there's more good that has happened in your life than you'll have room to write on several sheets of paper. So, but until we become aware of those things, then all we can see is what's wrong. Let's become aware of what is right, what has been right, and what we're expecting to be right tomorrow. Keep a clear vision in your mind, and you cannot miss the mark. You cannot be deflated when you have a powerful vision in your mind. you will always stay strong, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in any other way that can affect your soul. So that is my 2 cents on the subject. It is just about time for us to close out tonight. And, just a couple of words to the wise Barbara put together for us. Most important lesson for all of us is to learn to just be ourselves.
Right.
Be yourself, be truthful, challenge yourself. Put love first. Practice patience. Make specific goals and write them down. Understand why each goal is important. Track your performance and live your dreams.
We said a lot of that during the show, and that's at the end.
Live
And
your dreams.
that's what I love about what we do. One of the things I always want everybody to do is just evaluate yourselves when it comes to relationship, business, and everything that goes on in your life. Because again, I like to say the most strongest person in this world is you.
There you go.
And if you bring that power to the forefront, we can make things change.
Nothing
The
is-
bottom line is, we looking for a hero when it's you. I see people do heroic things all the time, but it takes somebody to catch it on camera to make somebody feel like that person. No, it doesn't take a camera. It takes you to take action. I had a woman sitting I had a woman sitting at the table tonight that you invited that said she just want to be protected, and it hit me. It hit me, not saying just to protect her. It's to protect our queens. Why in the world are they not being protected when I know I'm out here fighting? I fight all the time. And I'm not understanding why I'm sitting across from a person telling me I just need somebody to protect me. I have to fight harder now. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.